the lineups for the game.
Position, his best position where he can influence the game the most. They're playing with a speed and a fluency that we didn't see too often under Ruben Amorim. He's got a really calm approach to the game, and obviously aided with the assistance of Steve Holland as well. It's been a good combination.
He moved down to East London from the northeast, from the famous Wallsend Boys Club on Tyneside. Had 4 years in the first team here before moving on to Spurs. Bobby Maynard there, your shot, a player who has been revitalised by Michael Carrick. There's Cunha. Ends from Boys Club on Tyneside. Had 4 years in the first team here. Came off the bench, but he has been a starter now for 3 successive games. Patrick Dorgu still missing due to injury. And Sheshko on the bench. Lost there by Burmo. Here's Bowen trying to move past Casemiro. Casemiro timed that well to win it back.
It's as though it may have been a foul on Burmo. He responded well though, tracked back, won the ball. It's amazing, isn't it, that Kobbie Mainoo couldn't get a start in the Premier League. He looks so calm and composed for someone so young.
He might have lost him last summer when he asked to go away on loan to get some regular first-team football, but he remained in situ. Now he's a fixture in the team again. Still just 20 years of age. 3 wins over the past 4 games have West Ham in 3rd place in the form table over the past 4 weeks, only behind Chelsea and Manchester United. That form has been dragging teams down towards them.
A few nervously looking over their shoulders now. It looked like they were doomed, West Ham, 4 weeks ago. And all of a sudden they give themselves a really good fighting chance.
Some of those nerves not too far from here at Tottenham Hotspur. Fernandes. Bowen now drifting in field. Youth. Somerville by Dabo. Somerville again. Flicked on by Bowen. Even hoping that someone would pop up there at the back post of West Ham.
Really difficult to score from that distance out and at that angle. There's plenty of pace on the ball in from Somerville, but it's a really difficult one for Bowen to find the back of the net with.
It's been a much improved West Ham at both ends. Threat now in the attack, and at Burnley a few days ago, their first clean sheet in 20 matches under Nuno. It's Casemiro. And Maguire. Sandro Martinez. That's the way match at Arsenal. Scored the own goal, but put them 1-0 down, but the bounce back so well. Here's Bruno Fernandes in behind. He went for the dink over the goalkeeper. And now the flag's up anyway.
It's a close one. I think he probably had just gone into an offside position, got a fraction early. You see it's probably his body that's leaning into an offside position. And that's where the space was. It was quite condensed. West Ham, 2 lines of 4, really difficult for Man United to find a player in the spaces. So the space was in behind. It was an intelligent run from Bruno Fernandes.
He's the most creative player in the league this season, with 12 assists to his name, 8 of those coming away from home.
Incredible when he's been playing so deep for so long as well.
There's Castellanos, Bowen's in behind him. Dribbles behind for a goal kick. was a draw between these two sides back in December at Old Trafford, a game where Diogo Dalot scored the opening goal. Savutu Magassa, the late equalising goal for West Ham. It's a very different kind of team back then under Ruben Amorim. Very different mindset. Foul there on Maguire. With the free kick. The one by Potts. Bit of fixture in the team, Freddie Potts, but this is his first start since that desperate loss at Wolves just over a month ago. It's that game followed by the home defeat here against Nottingham Forest when I think West Ham fans really feared the worst.
He's back in the team today with West Ham looking for a bit more stability in the middle of the pitch, I think. Slightly more defensive minded.
There's Juve. Set out by Mainu. Ahmad. There's a foul there on Mainu, but the referee played the advantage. Long hit towards Burmo. Backs him through to Hermansen. Mateus Fernandes. He went down last year with Southampton, so hoping to avoid back-to-back relegations. Potts. Disassi. Somerville. Opened up for a shot here. Good save by Lommans. Somerville, the banging form player, with a fine effort. Well saved.
Yeah. One thing on his mind when he picks up possession: can he cut inside and get his shot away? Full of confidence, taking an opportunity. It's on target. Lommans at full stretch. It's a comfortable save.
So a second West Ham corner. Panos and Souček, two of those tall players there to attack it. Flat one that by Bowen. It was away at the near post by Acuna for Manchester United. Ball again by Wan-Bissaka. Good ball back to Souček. Potts. Somerville. And Juve. Can provide good service. There's a Burmo. Now Shaw. Casemiro's ball there, it's a good one up towards Burmo. Mavropanos was the covering man for West Ham.
Centre back. Burmo's a willing runner. As soon as Casemiro picked up possession, he was looking to spin in behind.
Certainly a change in atmosphere around the London Stadium. We've both been here this season, and there have been some pretty torrid and dark days, some wretched defeats. And West Ham fans believing and hoping again.
That man in the picture there, Asensio Somerville, is a player who's given them reason to hope. 5 goals in 5 consecutive games. Looking in electric form right now.
He hadn't scored his previous 28 before this purple patch. He was signed from Leeds 2 years ago for £25 million. He missed the bulk of last season due to injury. His first West Ham goal came in this fixture last season, that 2-1 win. It has been a sensational few weeks for Michael Carrick. Eventually win away to Arsenal, a match to Derby win as well. They wins back-to-back in the last 2 games against Fulham and Spurs. It's his players to enjoy this current feel-good factor. There's Dalot. Acuna. By Bruno Fernandes. Kept in by Mateus Cunha. Fronted by Disassi. Juve cuts that one out.
Looks happy, Bruno Fernandes playing free. He takes responsibility to get on the ball. Wonderful ball over the top for Cunha to chase.
Gallo here with a throw-in. Done by Cunha, nice touch there. Into Mainu. Not quite find a way through, but he has won his team a corner. This could be a big feature of the game. There's a set-piece strength of Manchester United, and Matt Hermanson back in goal for West Ham certainly had some shaky moments in the first few weeks of this campaign, dealing with these sort of set-piece scenarios.
Yeah, only Arsenal scored more than Manchester United from set pieces. Scored a terrific one, didn't they, at the weekend against Spurs as well.
Burmo on the end of that one will take this. Maguire back post. Maguire's reaction suggests that may have been half a chance.
He was under real pressure, wasn't he? It wasn't an easy one to get too much power on. It's a loopy corner from Mbeumo, not his best delivery.
He's popped up with one big winning goal away from home this campaign. Maguire and Liverpool back in October. Just 4 away wins this season. To Bowen, gets there in front of Lisandro Martinez, back then Shaw. The referee has given a free kick. The assistant referee was close by and waved the flag to penalise Luke Shaw.
I'm not overly convinced with this. I think there's a slight touch on Bowen, and he's looked to go to ground, hasn't he? He's looked to win a free kick, and he's done exactly that.
Set-piece test then for Manchester United. Soucek always a threat in these scenarios. Now Bowen, due to the West Ham captain. That's a waste there by Bowen. Overhit from a player who usually produces such high standards.
So then Mbeumo hit a corner at the other end, and Bowen's done exactly the same down this end. Disappointing. West Ham fans are pretty happy with what they've seen so far, though. Moving the ball well, carrying a threat.
It's the first of 7 remaining home games this season. Being closed down there by Castellanos. Again, the fans here will like to see that. Woman's a bit unnerved by the presence of Tachi Castellanos, who scored his first league goal for West Ham at Burnley. A wonderful ball whipped in by Malik Diouf. Haven't had great success with strikers here in recent times. Tachi Castellanos, player who was signed in that January window by Nuno, won over the West Ham fans straight away. It was a window which may prove to be the turning point in West Ham's season. The recruitment's been severely questioned in recent times. The squad now appears to be rebalanced. Some of their more underwhelming big earners have moved on, the likes of Nicholas Fulkrug and Lucas Paquetá. Worked here. This is Mateus Cunha. Fernandes, Cunha. Nice football this of Manchester United. Dabo. On to Ahmad. Couldn't quite keep that ball in play. Up until that point, it had been a fine flowing move.
They worked the ball brilliantly, didn't they, from their own left-back position all the way through to that final third on the right. And Dalot's pass is overhit. Oh, so much of Ahmad. That's too much of Ahmad. Not a great ball at all. They've got numbers in the box as well.
Thomas finding Disassi. Spent the second half of last season away on loan too from Chelsea and Aston Villa. He was mainly used as a right back. Centre back for West Ham. Challenged there by Martinez. He missed 11 months of football before returning just before Christmas, and now starting with Maguire for the 4th successive game.
He makes such a difference to them. Brings leadership, but also his passing range and how positive he is on the ball as well. He's always looking to play forward.
Vermo, Shaw, bit of time for him. Went for a low ball in, and it came off Mavropanos, and he goes away for a corner for Manchester United.
Bonus really for Michael Carrick and his team. Wasn't a great ball from Luke Shaw. Michael Carrick's side yet to really get going. I don't think they've tested Mats Hermansen yet.
Maguire and Casemiro, back post area. Casemiro can come short. Low one played in by Fernandes. That was really well worked. And West Ham almost caught out. The improvisation there. Wan-Bissaka with an important block.
What a clever corner. I think it's Luke Shaw. Gets the shot away. They said they hadn't tested the goalkeeper. Well, he was beaten, wasn't he, Mats Hermansen? But Wan-Bissaka on the line does brilliantly. Really clever corner routine again from Manchester United.
Luke Shaw was the unlikely player on the end of that. Not scored a goal for just over 3 years. It's the new look coaching staff of Man United. Certainly have done some good work on set pieces. Casemiro. Fantastic ball there out towards Dabo, but it just skips away off the wet surface and behind for the goal kick.
Yeah, we're really seeing the benefits of having 3 midweeks, aren't we, for Manchester United? The fact that Michael Carrick's got time to work on the training ground on set-piece routines like this works it so well. They're fresher, there's been less injuries, and we're seeing some of these routines, these set-piece routines, coming to fruition. So clever to wriggle free, and Wan-Bissaka does so well, doesn't he, to keep it out.
Plenty of spare time if you're a player at Man United at the moment. Especially in the coming weeks. The next match is in 13 days' time, a match away to Everton. Set pieces now, such a big part of the modern game. Back in the day, players used to be bored doing set-piece routines and drills, but maybe nowadays, with that ingenuity, they might enjoy it a touch more.
Do you know, I think those types of corners, absolutely. You see, Arsenal have been so successful from set pieces where they're put into an area, the delivery is so good, and they've got people who attack it well in the 6-yard box, but really clever routines that we've seen from Man United.
Gathers ball there, turned away by Wan-Bissaka. Given away by Fernandes. Samira was almost in. Youth. Time in recent weeks with that success in the African Cup of Nations with Senegal. Strong defending there.
Good interception from Disassi. Home debut. Was impressive at Burnley at the weekend.
Yeah, 2 starts in 4 days for a player who didn't appear at all in the first half of the campaign at Chelsea. He was cast aside there by Enzo Maresca. Some talent there. And off the bench in the last World Cup final for France against Argentina. Cunha for Shaw. It's well worked again. Cunha went down off the ball, driven low by Shaw. Cunha was appealing for a free kick, but the referee, I think, saw it and played the advantage.
A fraction too much, and Simon Hooper wants a word in his ear. Fernandes is the man, puts his arms around him, and there is a real pull on the shirt. It is a free kick.
Carrick was famously, or perhaps infamously, part of the West Ham team, which went down with 42 points back in 2003. And that's Trevor Brooking at the back end of that campaign. It was quite some team back then, and quite some points total to go down with. West Ham at the moment with 23 points on the board from 25 games this season. Might be a high number this year required for survival, given the form of those teams down there at the moment. Janos, Soche, now Wan-Bissaka, that's a good ball in. Very well by Dabo, and back with Juve. Now Potts. Mavropanos, Disasi. Encouraging moments for the West Ham fans.
There's been a real emphasis on putting crosses into the box from West Ham when the ball's gone wide. They haven't thought about it, they've just delivered it.
Down there though, a bit of skirmish off the ball. Maguire and Sojek. On we go. There's Ammo. On by Mainu first time. Fernandez. There's Mbermo. Scored 4 goals against West Ham in his time playing for Brentford. A misty evening inside this Kavanagh Stadium. Wet air. There's Mbermo. Now Shaw. Casemiro's touch. Maybe back for Mbermo. One-touch football here. Won by Fernandez. Comfortably by Hermansen. Interesting call to change goalkeeper in the team for the first time since September. That clean sheets at the weekend at Burnley. Just 2 all campaign for West Ham. They both come away from home. Possession-wise, just being edged by Manchester United, but in terms of clear goal-mouth action, clear chances, it's pretty scarce so far in the game. Bowen, led by Castellanos. Wan-Bissaka, but short that for Potts. Now here's Cunha, chance to break out. Bruno Fernandes. Burmo will make do the throw. Swiftly taken. Fernandes. Burmo.
This is the test of patience for Man United. As I say, against a team who've got a good structure, a good defensive unit, an extra man in midfield. Not playing with a number 10 at all, they're playing with 3 midfield players. Finding it hard to get those spaces in between the 2 lines.
From White here to Ahmad. Casemiro. And Maguire. West Ham player within 35 yards or so of their own goal. There's a build here in a slow and patient manner. Mainu. Martinez. Mainu. Martinez. Challenged by Fernandes.
Not a touch yet, has he? West Ham haven't been able to get him into the game enough. They're just starting to grow in terms of their possession, have more of it, and in better areas.
Shaw. by Cunha. Bowen, can he find a way out? Just been caught, yes he was, seen by the referee, so a free kick for West Ham.
Having to work so hard. It's not where he wants to be picking up possession, on the edge of his own box.
Jarrod Bowen will play right back if asked. He's a man who will do anything for the West Ham cause, and what a signing he's proved to be. Just over 6 years here now at West Ham. Captain. Only 4 goals behind Mikel Antonio now as well in terms of becoming West Ham's top scorer in this division. Juve, cut out by Dabo. Casemiro. Certainly much sharper this season. Somerville found a way out there for West Ham. And it's a very well-timed challenge by Maguire. It had to be because Somerville was darting in behind him.
Very important one as well. Dallo got lucky. Wanted the decision to go his way. Difficult to tell from that angle whether it was fully over the line or not.
About 2 miles from here. Mavropanos. Now Wan-Bissaka. Castellanos. Scored 1 winning goal here this season in an FA Cup tie against Queen's Park Rangers a few weeks ago. Here's Disasi. Played back by Sochin. Pops to Fernandes. Wan-Bissaka. Bowen. Just a question mark over a slight hamstring issue that may have been sustained by Harry Maguire. Keep an eye on him. This is Disasi for West Ham. Juve. That's there by Hermanson. Fernandes. West Ham playing some good stuff now. Bowen. Back for Somerville. Excitement builds. On for Malik Juve. Trying to squeeze that ball across. A goal kick's being given by the referee. Awkward landing there too for Malik Juve.
Harry Maguire again does well. Gets across and tracks the run. Maguire's boot that kicked his hand. We've talked a lot about the two teams now. They've been potent in terms of their attacking play the last few weeks. Actually, they both look really good in the structure defensively tonight as well, preventing the opposition from creating too much.
Yeah, nasty damage done to Malik Juve. Well, Harry Maguire mentioned maybe tweaks a hamstring. This is where we think it may have happened. To catch the eye of Thomas Tuchel, who is watching here in East London. Maguire has not had a cap for England for getting on for 18 months.
And the other one's Kobbie Mainoo as well. Back in the team at Man United. Played in the Euros. Hardly featured since.
Well over a year too since his last appearance for the English national team. Challenge there the West Ham fans felt was a foul one, but on we go. First time by Fernandes. He was slicing away from Mbeumo. I've seen too much from Mbeumo so far in the game. Actually playing more of a left wing position with Cunha more central.
There's been rotation. We've seen Mbeumo pick up positions in the middle and Cunha then come to the left, but generally it has been Mbeumo on the left.
It's a forward line where there was heavy investment last summer, and a forward line which does have plenty of firepower in it. The last time they failed to score a goal was that bizarre match at home against Everton back in November, when they played against 10 men for almost the entire game and found no way through.
Goals were a massive problem for Man United last season. They had to do something. And Cunha and Mbeumo have made a big difference at the top end of the pitch. Šeško as well, although probably less frequently starting.
Big impacts off the bench from Šeško only, 10 days ago in that dramatic finale against Fulham. There's Martinez. Here's Mbeumo. Shaw. He's been the only man to start every match this season. Real testament to his hard work to get fully fit again. Playing now in a position which might be more demanding physically as a left back rather than a left centre back. That's Maguire. Sandro Martinez.
Both sides working so hard without the ball.
Casemiro. Mbeumo. You wouldn't know West Ham were third bottom, given the way the first half has panned out so far, so please West Ham in that way. Shaw. Casemiro. Fernandes. There made the run. Mbeumo. Cunha. Nutmeg on Potts. Mbeumo will chase after that one. Bowen went with him. It's going to be a goal kick for West Ham.
United's brightest moments of when they've had someone running behind and again stretching the defence and getting into the space behind the West Ham back line.
It was slow progress for Nuno to try and build a bond with the West Ham fans, trying to create a sense of harmony around this place again. The mood here is very supportive, you have to say, this evening. Times this season where there have been protests against the club's hierarchy. Those sentiments may well continue behind the scenes, but right now these fans have a part to play in trying to help West Ham preserve their place in the Premier League. Martinez. Mainu. Martinez. Fernandes. Mainu. Get the Mainu here. Trying to give and go there with Casemiro.
Such a lack of space. So condensed, so tight. West Ham don't mind this. Let United have the ball, and when they do win it, break quickly. Be direct and fast breaks. That's the game plan.
Took a chance there against Somerville. Pass back to Lomond, and was there a block there by Maguire on Castellanos? That's what the West Ham fans were appealing for, but the referee with a shake of the head. Well work there by Fernandes, finding Shaw for Manchester United. Shaw on the move, Amat's there with him, and the angle was tight. Not too sure that was on there, but Amat Diallo.
He needs to go across goal at the worst. Well, work between Bruno Fernandes and Luke Shaw. Bruno Fernandes is pulling the strings in midfield for Man United. He's the one that, when he gets the ball, you feel like something can happen. I think he'd timed his run okay, Ahmad. His final decision wasn't great. Harry Maguire just running across the line. West Ham centre forward. Nothing in that.
Push there by Socek in the back of Bruno Fernandes.
It's the same again in terms of the players that you feel as though can make things happen for their teams. Bruno Fernandes for Man United and Somerville for West Ham. Every time he gets the ball, you feel as though something might happen.
To really energise their teammates and the fans as well. Shaw, Fernandes, and Cunha trying a back heel, but Wan-Bissaka got the blocking. It's been 5 years in Manchester for United. Aaron Wan-Bissaka won 2 trophies, the FA Cup and the League Cup. He was intending. And Socek, West Ham's longest serving players now. Big impact coming off the bench this season, Socek, with goals and wins here against Newcastle and Burnley. There's Potts, Somerville. Socek. This is Mavropanos. Wan-Bissaka. Cunha back defending against him. Here's Bowen. Fernandes. Freddie Potts. Finding some incision here, West Ham. Trying to find a breakthrough before half-time. Mateus Fernandes.
Same problem for West Ham as Man United are finding. When West Ham have got the ball, you see Man United have got everyone behind it.
Mavropanos there with a loose one. Breaks the way of Cunha. Can they conjure something from this? Bruno Fernandes looking for a Burmo. Stretching was Disasi. Was aware of Burmo, who just peeled away and behind him. It's been a first half with a real lack of goal-mouth action and very few touches in the opponent's boxes, 3 and 5 respectively.
There's been some nice football from both teams. Passed it nicely, perhaps been a bit safe at times.
Castellanos went down there, no foul. There's Mainu. Alessandro Martinez. We're expecting no first half stoppage time. So any type of one last attack here maybe. He's Shaw. Be quick. Well, that's half time then, and a goalless first half. Lots of neat football, but not too much by way of interest when it comes to goal-mouth action. The best chance perhaps came from a well-worked set piece when Luke Shaw went for goal for United, but it was cleared away well by Harold Wan-Bissaka. Two sides with big incentives at both ends of the table this evening, but as of yet, no way through for either. Half-time, it's goalless in East London.
Situation that requires resilience. Has to be matched.
We are all busy, so renewing your car insurance and road tax should be easy. Just enter your details and compare the best insurance plans instantly. Need windscreen protection? Yes. Worried about natural disaster? No problem. All at a great price. Done. View and compare all your options at once for easy, quick, and hassle-free experience. Renew your car insurance and road tax with Compare by MATCHpremier.
Complaints about that challenge.
Takde ini hanya untuk orang yang terhebat, bukan untuk yang cepat putus asa.
Tak ada siapa yang kebal. Yang berkuasa pun boleh tumbang. Kau serang aku dengan keraguan. Aku lawan dengan keyakinan.
Kau mungkin rasa kau bagus, tapi sejauh mana pun kau lari, aku kekal di hadapan.
Kau yakin kau hebat? Tenaga aku jauh melangkaui batas kau. Kalau terlalu selesa, kau akan ketinggalan. Memang ada yang hebat hingga munculnya yang terhebat.
Bushlight, he's done it again! And it's an absolute screamer! Cherokee, McAllister, Haaland's touchdown is good, it's the equaliser for City. They both believe there's time to go win this. Mateus Nunes, Alisson came out. And the referee gives a penalty. The global gaze on this kick. Haaland scores!
Goal. It is accidental handball, and the Leeds fans, you can hear. And had, as you say, Bogle been the goal scorer, it wouldn't have stood.
It was an accidental handball, therefore you just play on. If he kicks it in, you're right, Martin. It doesn't count, but I think there could have been a penalty in there here when Robert Sanchez brings him down. There's all sorts of problems that Chelsea had their own cause to themselves. All of a sudden, he's got a problem.
Well, Noah scored and suddenly it's 2 by 2.
You got it in there somehow.
Noah Okafor with the equaliser. Matchpremier. And Leeds, who certainly on the field weren't marching on together for a good hour of this game, have found that togetherness. They've found that will that's produced some very good results particularly away from home recently, where they've had a lot of draws and only lost to the very, very 110th minute, I think, at Newcastle.
They've now scored 2 from 2 shots. That's something that realistically we could not see when Chelsea went 2-0 up.
It's another little moment that is unsettling for Chelsea. Incidentally, more good news for Leeds in that Newcastle have gone 2-1 up at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Jacob Ramsey, once of Aston Villa, of course. Well, there have been a few 3-2s in Chelsea's lives recently. They've won some of them. Away to Napoli, here against West Ham. And they've also lost 2-3 here to Arsenal in that League Cup semi-final. Leeds have, well, they've been running in vain mostly, but suddenly there is this ability to pick up results away from home has resurfaced in very unlikely fashion. Leeds come again. It's Okafor. Goodmanson galloping up on the inside. Okafor still going. Hits Goodmanson. Chalobah tried to clear. Bogle again. He has been one of the catalysts for change here.
And the energy that he brings from right wing back. I mean, he's a winger. He's a second centre forward. Okafor's provided a difference. And he's coming back on the directive, the speed of running. Just not really sure 100% of the time what he's going to bring, but he certainly brings something that Chelsea are worried about.
Liam Delap and Wesley Fofana ready for action. Saying get out of the way to Enzo Fernandez, but you can't quite do that within the laws of the game. Acheampong comes off. Fofana a straight swap for him. Wes Fofana with 1 Premier League goal to his name, and that was a winner here against Leeds United for Chelsea. Andre Santos is off, and Liam Delap, who hasn't scored for Chelsea under Liam Rossini. He actually scored the goal where Rossini was watching on a watching brief at Fulham. Still really struggling to be the kind of player that he was for Ipswich. Obviously different circumstances, different level of expectations. Where he's always guaranteed a place at Ipswich, he's not guaranteed a place here.
He needs a catalyst, doesn't he? It's very much a pretty lopsided attack now. Looking at Jim Pedro and Delap on the 2 centre forwards, and Cole Palmer in behind him, and Neto on the right. There's the main outfalls, the main sources of the attack.
Here is Fofana and Pedro Neto. Chalobah, Hato setting off, well found. Palmer, Hato again. That's a great challenge, and it needed to be from James Justin. Back in the middle of that defence, right side of the 3. Hato made a good contribution there.
It's fantastic football, met by the tackle, wasn't it? It's a wonderful tackle, well timed.
Chelsea successful set-piece specialists. And put it into an area where we'd still have enough height to deal with. Biol. Palmer. corner. Chelsea will feel they've won it once, they've got to go and try and win it again. Positions Enzo Fernandez almost shoots. And that couldn't get his head on it. It wasn't one of those real vicious in-swingers that the Argentinian often does, much deeper.
I just timed it wrong. Delap just went in a little bit early. This is Justin had to get this absolutely spot on. Hato's touch just gave him the opportunity, but it was really crisp from Chelsea. First we've seen of them since we're going 2-2.
Gusto, they're polishing up their attacking play again, Chelsea. They still look nervous at the back. Here's Delap. It's an important touch from Rodon, but it's not cleared the danger. Palmer to put it back in, but overcooked it. So Dan James, who's been out for a long period with injury, came on briefly at Nottingham Forest. Experienced wide player. And it's Lucas Meche. He's done his job. He's gone off, or going off. James scored his very first goal in the Premier League at the expense of Chelsea for Manchester United back in 2019.
Looks like he'll come into this left-hand side of the midfielder, attack-minded player. Okafor goes as centre forward, would be the logical swap.
Pedro, Delap. Here's Pedro Neto. Coming in to put the cross in. Still, it's the responsibility to Gusto. That was Hato arriving at pace and at height. Johnson doing the defending. Justin found by Hato. Now the psychology, Rob, what do you think? And Leeds have got something now to defend, but they've also got Chelsea looking rocky at the back. Do you go for the win? Risk losing it?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Interesting balance, isn't it? You feel that you're going to get another chance. I mean, they've only had 2 chances in the game and scored 2 goals. So by logic of carrying on that process, you're going to get a 3rd chance, you'll get another goal, so you only need 1 chance. He'll be thrilled. I don't think that first 50 minutes was part of the plan, but to be 2-2 in this situation, go on and win it.
Yeah, he's not actually urging them forward, is he?
No.
You can understand why, of course, with the talent that even with the substitutions that Liam Rosenior's got out there to try and recover something in terms of avoid the criticism of, well, you play in patches, Chelsea. That's the problem. We had a long, good patch, and then a very, very short but rocky patch. And here we are at 2-2. With what, 6 minutes plus, and every chance of a real sting in the tail. But which end will it happen? Caicedo, nice touch by Palmer. He's not going to be taken off in these circumstances.
We'll talk about the atmosphere in Stamford Bridge as well. It's 2-2 against West Ham not so long ago, and the atmosphere, because they came from 2-0 down themselves, was very, very different to how it is now. It's nervous, it's edgy, the away fans are up.
There's James. Oof. What a hit by Aronson, but it didn't go far enough. It's just too deep for James, but there's sense the belief from the Leeds players that they could get another goal here.
Yep, the fans there, Leeds fans, and this tide has truly turned.
to scamper, nearly losing out to Okafor. Fernandez. And Justin. It's Chelsea's throw. So Pedro wanted to take it even quicker than that, but there was no one on. That's the urgency that the boys in blue are feeling at the moment. They've let a 2-0 lead slip. Here's Pedro Neto. It's a lovely ball. Oh! And we've seen those go straight in. He's put some that have gone straight in his career, but this one didn't by a matter of inches.
Oh, Darlow was beaten. So we're talking about crosses from the Leeds left. They just allow him that area. Rode on with the decision. I'm just going to leave it because actually I could be more worse than good there trying to get a contact on it.
Well, Jared Bowen here just a few days ago. It did keep on going in that very corner that Neto nearly found. Spurs are losing and Leeds have at the moment got to the 30-point mark, but that could be ripped from them, or they could end up with 32. Okafor. And Delap strong. Okafor wanted a foul. Delap goes on. Palmer. Trying to get a better angle for a cross. Justin sticking to him. He's turned again, Cole Palmer, and he's crossed it. And it's a goal kick. Palmer had to work really hard for that. And he's doing it in the 88th minute, which is good news, even in the context of the game. It's good news for his recovery.
That's well defended in the end by Leeds. First by Justin and then Biol. Just doing enough to get enough pressure on João Pedro to make him deflect it wide.
And doing it without giving away a penalty this time. Delap losing his strength. Touch off to Neto. Of course, this is the league of late goals. So many explosions right at the end of matches. Along the emotional spectrum. In towards João Pedro. Doesn't quite happen at the far post for the top scorer.
Just took it away from his teammate. See Neto bottom of the screen. Just beyond him. I'm sure he would have got there himself, but João Pedro turning to him saying, I didn't even know you were there.
Remember, Chelsea have won all 4 Premier League games previously under Liam Rosenior. And they were in pole position to win this. And they may yet do so, but they're running out of time. And it's not impossible that they lose it. Grim-faced Gusto. And it's time for a long throw. Danny Parker. I think he's having a chat with someone on the bench rather than casting his eyes away from this. Chelsea have conceded goals this season from long throws. But not this one, at least not directly. That's not the worst decision Vogel's made tonight. Oh, that's not the best kick that Darlow's made. Pedro Neto had to check, he would have been offside. Gruyev. Free waste play on. Here's Pedro Neto as we go towards added time at the bridge. Gusto. Goodness of time. Fofana. 6 added minutes is what the fans are cheering for. I think not the ones to the left-hand end of the ground.
No, they fought hard to get back into the game, Leeds. You've got 6 minutes to see through what would be an amazing point for them.
Here's Pedro Neto. Caicedo.
It's where they're at their most dangerous point.
It's 3-2 here, the last game against West Ham. Going to be 3-2 now.
This ball to bounce. You have to go and deal with it. He doesn't. He allows it to bounce.
Rob Jones very confident in making that decision from the edge of the area. The corners can be currency that Chelsea can cash in.
To run off the back of him. Really poor defending from Manchester United.
Right into the mix. And James gets a touch.
A clever guided finish into the corner as well.
As well.
Claims
to go back to the goalkeeper and keep Chelsea on the front foot instead. Here he is. It's a decent ball, and it's always a reach for João Pedro. Not exactly a let-off for Leeds because it was above his real natural height.
Yeah, just a stretch for João Pedro, feeling that there's going to be one big chance in the game. Maybe this was it for Chelsea. It's always fractionally too far above him. He's stretching to try and get control of the header. Not sure he can quite believe they're in this situation.
Game with very few chances. West Ham there with clinical. Opening
right for fun. And by road.
Be a response straight away.
Pedro Neto, can't take your eyes off it. We go into the second minute of added time.
And he'll know that only too well.
Here's Caicedo.
Great spirits all night, the West Ham fans, even more so now.
Come on, Chelsea is the cry. They're trying to come back to get in front again.
Defence does the job there.
Neto applying service to the right in by Caicedo for Delap. Chelsea's ball with Hato. Now into Fernandes.
Came a long way off his line.
Delap.
Made the decision early to come.
Good old solid shoulder-to-shoulder challenge.
Well, this is the way the table stands right now in that bottom six. West Ham there, level on points with Forest and
Hato.
Just 3 points.
Good change of direction. And Neto gets his head to it. Here's Caicedo, who can shoot from distance, but not in these circumstances. Neto to get a better angle for a cross. Has to go back to Enzo Fernandez. Chelsea looking for something great in terms of the result. Very late here at Stamford Bridge. Caicedo. Neto. Out by Oval, but to Chalobah. It's a siege now on the Leeds goal. Palmer. Oh, low this time. Can't get it away. There's no one to get it away to, but it would need some retrieving. Beautifully worked for Caicedo. Oh my goodness. Cole Palmer.
Because quite often he makes defensive substitutions.
Can I believe what I've just seen?
Deeper shape.
No one can believe it.
So far tonight.
He can't believe it. It's one of the misses of the season. The big chance that they were waiting for the main man that they were waiting for. They stayed patient. They worked it so well. And from there, he's a tap-in. Yes, it skips up a little bit. It almost hits him on the shin, I think. Oh, he's just cushioned it over the bar when you're thinking you can't miss. He cannot believe it.
Sean Longstaff has just come on for Leeds, who are still within reach of a point, when really Palmer should be wheeling around the ground celebrating.
He felt that there was going to be one big chance left, wasn't there? And he didn't think it was going to be that big a chance and that big a miss. But wow, what a moment.
Prior to that goal.
Delap played 12 times for Chelsea. In 6 years he was out on loan a lot of those years.
Casemiro.
We're into 30 seconds.
Third goal this season for him.
Palmer. Tripped.
His 39th career goal.
And outside the area, Longstaff
History of this division.
complaining that there was nothing wrong. Robert, what do you think?
Well, you can't go to ground just outside the edge of the area and bring down one of Chelsea's main men. Cole Palmer's desperate to get back what he's just missed. His head is down, his hands are on his knees, he still can't quite believe it. They've still got one opportunity here, Chelsea.
The last seconds at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea dominant for so much of the game, 2-0 up, and then suddenly, and almost in the blink of an eye, it was 2-2. And then Palmer, in front of an open goal, missed the target to ensure the win was back in Chelsea's hands. But this is the last roll of the dice. It's going to be Pedro Neto to deliver. Free kick, everyone back for Leeds, everyone by the goalkeeper's not gone up on Sanchez actually, so it's a bit of a surprise. So Pedro Neto to take it. Around the back is Gusto, but he doesn't make any contact, throws himself to the ground, and that might just be that. There is a possible penalty check. There's no real consequence. It's definitely not a penalty.
No. This has been a story of penalties, a story of absolute sea changes in games, and it's been a remarkable game. Leeds have managed to get a point from this.
Well, the chameleon that is Chelsea. It's happened again. And after leading 2-0, when Cole Palmer wrapped in the second half penalty, João Pedro scored in the first half. Chelsea contrived to let that slip, and Leeds were good enough. Not quite sure, even they know how they managed to do it. But Jayden Bogle won a penalty with a brave charge into the penalty area. Lucas Mecha in for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who missed the game because of illness. And then a chaotic passage of play in front of the goal, and Okafor, just on as a substitute, had an empty net to tuck the ball in. And Leeds leave Stamford Bridge and played Chelsea and got 4 points from them this season.
Well, it's a feeling of complete disbelief around Stamford Bridge. Disbelief from the Chelsea side that they've managed to throw that away. Leeds cannot believe that they've come from that. And after all that, a complete disbelief at the miss of Cole Palmer.
Chelsea 2, Leeds 2. We hinted, Rob, didn't we, that Chelsea are a Jekyll and Hyde team, really, and that's been shown in their recent games. A good half and then a bad half, and here today they had a good hour and a bad 5 minutes.
Yeah, and you look at Liam Rosenior and his team, and you see really more questions than answers from today. Absolute cruise control in the first half, going 2-0 up, you're checking the next games, who can we rest, where can we go with this, and that sort of tactic and confidence onto a good result, and then complete turnaround. 2 terrible goals to give away. Leeds barely throwing a glove in the whole game, and then completely changing it into what was quite a dramatic draw.
Yes, and Spurs struggling at home to Newcastle, which is further good news for Leeds. And with the game still, Spurs have actually lost at home to Newcastle, and although the game is going on at West Ham,
Soucek's goal. Just after half time. To find a way past now this West Ham defence, which has been very well organised tonight, very well structured. Rooney went down off the ball, driven low by Shaw. It was a pity for a free kick, but I think Shaw had the advantage. Fraction too much, and Simon Hooper wants a word in his ear.
Obviously, it requires numbers to stretch the play. So he's to dink it in.
Martinez remembers the man, puts his arms around him, and there is a real pull on the shirt. It is a free kick.
Time was the goals. And he obviously had
Just what he was wanting, but there was perhaps infamously part of the West Ham team which went down with 42 points back in June. Until then, they were a bit slow and a bit safe. Set pieces actually been their best route to goal tonight. His chance in the first half came from a well-worked corner which looked short an effort popped on the line by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. offside position.
to get the goal here. Now it has been checked and cleared by the VAR, so it will be a goal kick to resume play. I say that the way things are panning out right now, spare a thought for that Man United fans hoping for a haircut. Waiting for 5 successive wins for a trip to the Barbers. Tiger's creeping in, isn't it, for West Ham, definitely. Sure, the players are quite significant. Two massive blocks either end of the pitch and the big screens here, counting down those minutes. shot away. Pretty comfortable for the goalkeeper.
Can they conjure from this one? And down the finish.
Last time, West Ham had 4 home wins in a row against United came in the mid-1970s. The last of those was a final day win which kept them up to par before 2 winning the old First Division they survived that year by 2 points. West Ham team of the likes of Bond and Brooking. All way to go this season. Still lots 12 games to go after this one, but possibly this could be the Hammers. Sure, to Burma with the header. Eventually was at it. It's a good challenge. Got tight, gave him a nudge, plenty of space for Luke Shaw to try and pick someone out. A good run, a good spot as well to find him. Just that little nudge from Juve, enough to pull him off. So all these goals will be coming on. Awfully tough side this season. Those teams, the emotion up in the late area here against Fulham and possibly go back in December. Two sides with incentives that both ends of the table the same either. To the subject saying it's dollars, East London.
So gather off Xerxeon.
Well, that's positive.
Scored a couple of goals in his rare chances this season. One of those away in a win at Crystal Palace. There's a come from behind win for Manchester United. And the cheers again to the West Ham supporters. To help their team summon the energy.
Find that quality in the final third, which we've seen so often in the last few weeks. Really good play to West Ham, though. Defensively, they've been superb.